Yo, thank you for joining us for the podcast. We're a bit late on the topic, but we're going to discuss the Jordan Neely incident where he was choked out on a subway train and kind of get into why a lot of people think it's okay to handle things in that manner. Also talk about I think it's
More of the justification of people being killed over small things,
that.
things that you feel like shouldn't be traded for a life.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the bigger topic that we want to talk about a couple today.
Yeah, and the spin that people put on it to justify things like that. So we're also going to cover the Banco Brown killing.
Yeah.
If you don't know, there was a security guard that killed a man for shoplifting. A transgender man
which
for shoplifting.
We'll get
that
into
we
that.
just discovered that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. I'm TK, aka Soccer T.
And I'm Darius, aka Daristotle.
And this is Mind the Gap.
All right, so if you don't know, a little backstory around the subject. Jordan Neely, a homeless man, 30 years old, was recently choked out by Daniel Penny. I think, Penny, 24-year-old veteran, because I guess Penny felt like Penny felt like that Jordan at the time was a threat to the people on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things he said was, because one of the things I questioned was, is he used to ride on the subway? Because that kind of happens quite frequently, especially in New York, where, homeless people saying all types of outrageous stuff or doing outrageous stuff. But apparently he claims this time was different.
I think he's from Manhattan.
No, he's from Manhattan. Well, he know. He
never rode the train.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. Check me on that.
But I just found out he was choked about 15 minutes. He was in a chokehold 15 minutes. At the point where he applied deadly pressure, I guess was in the last few minutes.
When I showed you, it was like there's a video. It's like 3 minutes and 47 seconds where you see him move and then his body become lifeless.
Because I've been avoiding watching people get killed on camera.
As you should, man.
I've been trying to, sponge that from my psyche.
I've been doing better with not sending you stuff like that. Dude,
I'm trying to, get away from that. Trying to sensitize myself. Because at one point, I had seen so many that I would just be watching them and not feeling anything. Like, this is just another story.
I had to start taking stuff off my Instagram. Like,
good move,
Because I was watching, like, cartel stuff, and I was like, I'm tripping.
Yeah, like, this is, like, I should feel like disgusted, or this is too gory. But anyway, and while he was getting choked out for about 15 minutes, there was 2 other men that was holding him down as well.
Yeah.
But
who should also be charged, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. So, what should we start? Where are our thoughts with this? Why people, like right now, Daniel Penny has a $2 million defense fund that was raised by people who are positioning him as a hero. Like, so how do we get here? How do we get to this man killing this American, as you like to say, killing another American? Why are we here right now?
Because we don't never view it like that. We don't view it as an American killing an American. We view it as an American veteran, white American veteran killing a homeless black man. That's how we view it. That's why it becomes like a thing of like, it becomes to the point where we're not sensitive to somebody else's feelings. Like as if this man didn't have like trauma, or like his mother had died, which led his
mom, his mom was killed and then put in a suitcase.
Okay. So that was
like, can you imagine what time? That's one of the media spins I don't like, is whenever I hear, depending on the side, they'll try to humanize one side versus the other side. I don't know much about Daniel Penny, like,
because they don't.
Yeah, because they
don't put it out.
They don't put it out. Other than he's a veteran, like that's the like he's an American hero basically already because he's a veteran. Even when I looked into it, I didn't really see much about his background. Other than I think he got a mom and a sister, and I'm sure he's went through. Whatever he went through, trauma means trauma. We don't know. I don't know how that works. But a lot of, like, if I go to a more right wing network, I don't hear about Jordan Neely's background and the things he went through and how the system had failed him. He's been erratic. But you hear about some of the prior charges he's had, like his other erratic behaviors, and I think he may have allegedly punched somebody in the face in a different instance, not this instance. In this instance, he hadn't committed any violent acts or whatever. So I think that's the interesting spin that people put on it to help that narrative of not seeing this as, you know,
two Americans,
and one of them taking the life of the other person.
Yeah, I mean I think that's what they use, like you say, to justify, and that's the thing I have a problem with. Why are we making this man a hero? Why are we sending money to this man just because he's a veteran? Well, you know how people are on the train. Like, well, how are people on the train?
Yeah.
Because according to this situation, he was just yelling about food.
Yeah.
He was hungry.
And he said, "I'm ready to die."
Yeah. I mean, it was other aspects. They said some people he was saying he was threatening people on the train.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, people were saying he wasn't threatening people on the train. He was just having erratic behavior. And erratic behavior isn't justification for execution, or like, you know. And though let me not say excuse, because I don't think Daniel's intent was to kill him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think he intended to kill him either.
But his intent was to apply a deadly chokehold.
Yeah,
and that can happen.
Yeah,
somebody dying.
Yeah.
So especially if you hold it for 15 minutes while somebody else is holding your arms or holding you in an awkward position where you may not be able to breathe for 15 minutes. Especially that them last 3 minutes that I seen where his body become lifeless, you can hear somebody in the background saying, "Hey, you gonna get a murder charge."
Yeah.
And like you still holding his body is lifeless. Now you're trying to hold his feet up. Now you're trying to put his legs up, the arms up. Now this man is dead over what? Erratic behavior. Is that justified? Like, do you justify that? Do a person deserve money or praise for that?
Yeah.
A homeless man who's having a mental breakdown, this is what you do. You grab him and you choke him out. That's what you do.
I wonder, was his first instinct to try to reason with him? Like,
yeah, I mean, if more video come out with what that is, but if you just
like, are you good? Like, can we help you? Can I get you something to eat? Like, with those thoughts, or was it, I got to get rid of this threat?
Yeah.
And him being a veteran, that might be his training. I don't know if he was coming down and he finally reached to him. He was like, well, I got to do something to, contain this.
Let me hold him for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So what is the out?
Because you got plenty of time to think of what's going on for 15 minutes. You may not have time to think about it when you coming down.
Yeah.
But when you got a man in a 15-minute chokehead, something in your head's got to be like.
So what's the end goal?
What's the end goal? Like, how do we get it? What comes after this?
I have to let him go at some point.
Yeah.
So what's the end goal?
Like, because I don't even see. Like the first 12 minutes, we haven't seen it. The last 15 minutes, I don't recall people being like, "Hey," getting like the people holding them down, being like, "Hey, calm down."
It's the same old.
Calm down.
Let me record that.
Yeah.
Let me see what's going on there. Let me do this. Instead of saying, "Hey, this is a human you doing this to," did he jump on somebody? Did he? According to reports up until this point, there's no evidence of him doing anything
any bodily harm.
Any violence.
So some people would say that this is the end of heroism, like civilian heroism.
Yeah, there's some law in New York where it allows like the citizen to like become the police or something, or subdue or a person that's doing a violent crime. But we have yet to hear that this person was doing a violent crime. So I don't think so. I would disagree with that whole. That's one of them things where they it's that shotgun and where you just trying to hit something that. Making sure like anything that sticks to the wall will use that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so, because he didn't, according to what's been reported, he wasn't doing anything that would get him arrested, especially on no violent crime.
Yeah,
maybe disturbing the peace, maybe, but that's about it.
Yeah, the thing that interests me, like with that point, where like people will be afraid to be heroes. One, people are already afraid to be heroes. Plenty of situations we see where people don't do anything. And that could be, I think maybe like the Dunker-Kruger effect, where like people assume somebody else would do something, so they don't do something. So you already got to have that factor. But even if you choose to do it, you still got to accept the consequences for whatever happens. Because people make mistakes. People don't always make the best judgment call.
But it's consequences.
You can think you doing the right thing, but you may end up like that's why they don't promote vigilantism, because you don't always got the right person. You can think somebody guilty of something, you go mess them up or kill them, then you find out that's not even the right person that did the crime. So in them same instances where you think you may be threatened, like you just may not be. Like I know for a lot of people that aren't used to us, we can come off angry or. Like when we passionate or we just messing with people, we come off angry. We can be seen as a threat. Then all of a sudden we get taken out. And it was like, nah, they were just having a discussion about whatever.
How many times have that happened at work?
Quite a few.
I know.
But you know what I'm saying? But like, so then at that point, do we just call that man a hero? because they misread the situation or they didn't handle it right?
Yeah.
Or we just say, hey, we get what he was trying to do, but he made the wrong decision.
Yeah. No, I understand what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have done it. That's the point. Like, just speaking of, like, getting the wrong guy. Let's look at Newsmax. Same thing. Yeah. That's just reporting. That's not even you going out there and actively finding the person. Now imagine Newsmax putting that person out there that they thought was the person, and he's still out there.
Yeah.
And he's at work minding his own business.
Minding his business.
And somebody clap him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Get what you're trying to do, but you're completely wrong for this.
Yeah.
And should we still call this man a hero because he got the wrong person, but his intention was to get the right? Do we allow a person's intent to be over the result?
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're doing now.
Intentions matter when the offense is forgivable.
Yeah.
Not
or reversible.
Yeah, or reversible. Like,
you can't reverse them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we understand what you're trying to do, but at the end of the day, because honestly, I don't think the chokehold was necessary, but you can still choke somebody out, and then, like, you a trained veteran. You know how to apply a choke. You should, or at least you should. I mean, he's a young veteran, but a veteran nonetheless. He could have actually choked him out for like 10 seconds and then let him go. He would have been out, and they subdued him or something like that.
Because if you got him for 15 minutes, bro, a person can really you can choke this person out within, like, what is it, like a minute and a half? A person is pretty much
it don't
out.
Take. It don't take more than 15 seconds to choke somebody out.
And there's 3 people.
Yeah.
On a person who says he's hungry.
Yeah.
So it's not that thing they give, like, black people got this super strength. So obviously he's hungry, so he's already in a state of being weak. So it's like, and there's 3 people on him. And you held the chokehold for 15 minutes. So obviously you know when to apply pressure and when not to apply pressure. Because there's no way you had him in the chokehold for 15 minutes with, like, a pressure enough to kill him.
Right.
So at what point did you decide to actually
I'm gonna ramp it up?
Ramp it up a little bit. And again, you shouldn't watch it, but when you watch it and the man's body stop moving, at that point, just as a human, I'm like, oh, this is wrong.
This something's up.
This is not okay. You know what I mean? Immediately, because it's like, what did he get killed with? Did he kill somebody? Did he have a weapon? What did he do?
Nah.
He was just do the intent. That's what I'm saying. Do the intent, like, just overcome the result of what's going on.
The intent should be applied when they doing charges.
Yeah,
this ain't murder.
Yeah, manslaughter.
Manslaughter. Yeah,
manslaughter.
Like, that's when intention comes in. But aside from that,
manslaughter
he did
minimal.
Yeah, he did. I think they charged him with 2nd-degree manslaughter.
Whatever it's charged.
Yeah. He made a bad. I get what he's trying to do, but you made a bad call.
You made a bad call.
You made a bad call.
You made a bad call on that one.
And that's what it is.
And my anger is not really with him, though he did it, and he should, whatever comes out as far as the legal system, it should come out. Whatever the process is, that should be ran through. It's the fact that people justifying stuff like this, that it's okay. He's a hero. He's how?
He's not. He's somebody that made a bad.
It's somebody who's made a bad decision.
Yeah, like that's not a hero.
That's not a
hero.
He
ain't stop a bank robber or anything like that.
You stopped a homeless man that was yelling on the train, as far as we know.
Yeah,
and that's what you did. People justifying and sending them money for, like, a legal team and all this stuff because
$2 million,
because you feel like this was the right thing to do. Now, mind you, this is what I'm thinking. Whether he's white, Asian, or whoever the person is that choked him out, the people that sending him money, if you looked at that man that was killed, or a man that was killed as your son or your family member instead of just a black man, just place. That's how I do something.
Or an untouchable because he's
regardless of what it is.
Filled with trauma.
If you place your child there, or you there, or just place yourself there.
Because it couldn't have been. It could have been somebody having a bad day.
Having a bad day.
And you know what I'm saying? Then
somebody said something to him. It could be anything. He could have had some trauma that hit him by his mother. Anything could have set him off. And he was dead because of one bad day.
Yeah.
And that's what we justify.
Right.
Oh, I seen one dude. He was like, "So, well, do we wait till he do bad stuff?" And it's like, okay, well, so if somebody's yelling and you feel threatened. At what point do I'm able to choke somebody or kill somebody?
Yeah.
Just because I feel threatened.
Yeah.
Just because I emotionally feel something. Well, where have we gone so wrong in America that everything is about our feelings?
Yeah.
Like, we have to. He felt. People felt threatened. People. What was he threatened? Did he pull out a gun?
Was there an actual threat? Because I think that's a big part what people are missing, man. And like people make that, like I said before, people make that choice all the time where they feel threatened, they act on it, and then they find out there wasn't really a threat the whole time. You still gotta live with that.
Yeah.
You still gotta live with that decision you made.
So you justify. So are we justifying people's feelings over the reality of what's going on? And the more we look at how America is moving, we are. We more about how a person feels than actual like what things are, whether it be through science, whether it be through books, whether it be through, you know what I'm saying, anything that it is like this is what this is. No. Votes, anything. I feel like I won. But you didn't. Well, I'm gonna say that I won. I don't like these books y'all got.
Yeah.
Or like I don't like whatever.
Anytime I feel like something's a threat, but a lot of times people haven't proven these things to actually be threats. And when you put the information in front of them, they go over their feeling over the.
Yeah, they denied it. They denied the information in front of them.
Yeah,
because I feel like this. That's what we have gotten.
That's where we at now.
And then like you have any more on that part? I want to go to the Walgreens part.
I was just gonna ask you just like a general question: how you feel about people recording stuff like that?
Instead of what?
Instead of whatever, like the man who chose to record versus like somebody who chose to like try to break that up or help.
I appreciate either one. I'd rather be the person, but if I'm there and I know the whole situation and I see you doing that, hey man, get up off of it before I hit you in your shit. Yeah,
yeah. For me, I think both elements are important. We can say what might have happened because a lot of times if we don't have these videos, these people will get brushed under the rug and we won't really get justice.
But if somebody step in,
then we also don't have this situation in the first place, perhaps. Or the other dude could have snapped and the other dude who tried to help get killed. Because that's also a possibility. People like, oh yeah, like I see a lot of videos of, like I would see videos of like, you know, girls go to the gas station and be like a group of dudes harassing them. Like, yeah, another guy can come up over there and like do something, but also they can beat his ass.
Those
are
wolves out there. You gotta be careful in that situation.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
sometimes
like,
you gotta assess the situation. In that situation, hey, you need to stop. In the other situation, 911.
Yeah, like
if I see a pack of dudes bothering a female and she trying to get, hey, I'm just gonna call the police.
Right.
Because that pack can easily turn to me and she can't do nothing. She can't do nothing for herself. I know she can't do nothing for me.
Facts.
So yeah, in that situation, you just assess the situation where I'm like, hey, what's up? Y'all good? I need somebody down here now.
Yeah.
So
unless you got the juice like that. Hey, you know who I am in the block.
Y'all good?
See, y'all good?
Y'all good?
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all good?
About to be a hero today.
Yeah. Would they justify that? Oh, he was trying to save the female from being harassed. Is that justification of taking somebody's life?
Yeah.
Because she feels uncomfortable about the situation? No, of course not. Why we
but moving on to the Walgreens situation. Yeah. If you don't know about that one, a transgender man by the name of Banco Brown was killed by a Walgreens security officer who I didn't even know could like have guns on the job like that. And who I thought was just supposed to let people, like I thought the general attitude was like if you see somebody shoplifting, just take note of it, but like don't try to stop them.
I think it is allegedly because according to like the witness, the family was saying something about how there was a receipt. Now, I don't know. It could have been something. Yeah, it was a receipt for something.
Well, I know the game, man. What I would do back in my days, I would buy something.
Yeah.
But, like, there'd be something. It may be something.
And then, like, you know, see, got them, what was it? It was Walgreens? No, they be having them long receipts.
Back in my youth, middle school days.
And it could be anything.
Yeah.
And they trying to frame it as a transgender person being, like, I don't think that was
they got to get the clicks.
Yeah, I don't think that was I
don't think any of that was a factor or relevant
in the moment
to the actual thing.
Yeah.
Now I get, like, I mean, because honestly, the first video we saw, we was like, well, I mean,
yeah, it was like, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's
they
crazy.
He had a knife and all that. You know what I'm saying?
But then we actually saw the other video, and I think the thing that works against the security guard is they wrestled, and then they was getting out the door, and then the man did kind of buck at him. But
there was space.
And when he raised the gun, the dude was about to take off. And then the security guard shot him, and then he was just kind of lackadaisical with his attitude. Like it was nothing.
Like, whatever.
It didn't seem like he was in fear
of his life.
At any point. And then he walked out and he kind of just looked at him. Like, I didn't see any rush. Like, are you good? Let me call the police because somebody called the ambulance. It wasn't any of that.
He did have somebody like an ace bandage or something when he got to bleed. But at that time, he had already shot him in the chest. So. But yeah, so I was like, it's once he upped the stick. You know what I'm saying?
Once he upped the stick, then like the threat was off. Yeah. The threat was like he was like, I don't want
no problems with that. Bow.
Yeah, and it's like, first of all, like I don't understand, because I do recall like the guy in the interview saying like he didn't know if the guy was gonna come back and do something.
Yeah, he said something about the security guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's understandable. Also, like, if that's gonna happen, if that's somebody who get down, who active like that, I mean, there's a chance that the people gonna come back anyway, handle you anyway. So I'm not really sure about that one. I guess that could be a credible threat, but in that moment, somebody, just shoplifting, like I think they said $14 worth of stuff from Walgreens. I don't think they really get busy like that. Yeah. That's just my assessment.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think they was gonna come back and try to stab you up over the same thing you killed them for. I don't think they would have came back and killed you.
I would hope that he meant like come back towards him after he was leaving in that moment. Okay. If you saying something, because if you talking about him coming back later, that still don't justify. If you meant that don't justify you shooting him now.
Yeah,
it only justify you shooting him when he come back. So even in that moment, and I tried to find, and it could be something I missed. I didn't find anything where they said he was missing a knife was on the ground. Because he said the security guard he said he was gonna stab him. Now, granted, when they was on the ground tussling, it looked like the person was trying to make sure they had their stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm tussling with somebody and I have a blade on me, I'm gonna continue to tussle.
Yeah.
And have you as close
Focus
as possible.
on the tussle. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna stick you.
If you're just gonna get stuck, you're
just gonna get weak. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know that person's intention. Maybe that person was just playing or not saying something for real. But all I know is, in that video, once the gun was up, the dude tried to turn away. But by that time, he already shot him. And there was enough space for him if he did have a knife. When he jumped at him, it was enough room for him to back up.
Yeah.
It was enough room for him to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because when he jumped at him, and then according to the eyewitness, he said he was just squaring up with him.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was just squaring up with him.
I just don't understand why it was so important to get that guy.
I mean, you security. I understand the notion to get him. And the security guard said, he said, look, I'm going to let you up and I'm going to let you leave.
Yeah.
He said, if you calm down, I'll let you leave or whatever.
Okay, that is right. He did say that.
Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? He got up, and then whatever happened. And then it also said that the dude, cause this is also another thing that could have just infuriated the security guard, because they said that the guy spit on him or allegedly spit on him. So I get the notion you get spit on, you just kind of, you know what I'm saying? You go somewhere else with that. But I get it. But to say that the shooting is justified,
nah, still for me,
it's still
another bad decision.
There's another bad decision.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that man as a hero. I'm not sure. I haven't heard too many. I heard people justifying it, which you can see, but I haven't really heard people call him a hero. I don't think.
I think it was a black dude that shot him.
Especially, I mean, you defending Walgreens. That's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But for me, man, how did we get to the point where we justify people getting killed over things that are
replaceable?
Not only replaceable, it's just not morally, like as far as American standards or standards that we were supposed to have, which we cherish life over, everything. At what point did we just trade life over like material things or feelings? I feel like this.
Yeah.
So this person I feel like it's a threat. Just like when you see, Karens or some people would be yelling, "Oh, I feel like a threat." Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day when she was trying to make doing those racist tropes towards my man when it was outside, yelling at each other. But since he was yelling, now he seems like he's just. I felt threatened out there.
Yeah,
I thought he was in danger. Security guard.
They was both going at it.
Yeah, you just mad because he was over talking you.
Yeah,
and you couldn't keep up. This is a middle school teacher. I think he's a middle school teacher, and you use those tropes, those feelings to try to enrage a certain base, a certain feel to it. People. When do we allow feelings to overcome life and logic?
I think about 2016.
I'll say about slavery.
Throughout history, because most movements have been started by propaganda. Like you got to. Because a lot of times you go to war, you got to make your people feel a certain way to justify going to war.
Oh, yeah, bro.
So you have to, like even in slavery, they had to make poor people fight on the behalf of rich people by convincing them that they were better than slaves. Yeah. So the psychological aspect is to get you emotionally, and then you can get them to do whatever you want.
Absolutely. Yeah. Same stuff when they was trying to make everything about communism. Oh, these people about communism.
Communism. So when you hear communist, you get triggered. Now it's an emotional response versus, do you know what communism is?
Yeah.
Like, do you know?
It's some follow-ups, really. Yeah. Some follow-up questions. What is that? How is
they don't get the follow-ups.
Desegregation or communism?
That's why they jump a week. They don't follow up. They don't do the follow-through.
You're right. I give you that. But for me, it's ridiculous. These are Americans killing other Americans, and we justify it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We justify Americans getting killed over feelings and material things that can be replaced.
And these instances are getting like highly politicized. So like when they
that's
happen,
the problem too.
When they happen, like people choose sides. Are we on the side of the hero, or are we on the side of, the victim?
The problem with that is it's whatever political affiliation you have,
right,
that you align your feelings with.
Yeah.
That's the issue for me.
Yeah.
They allow themselves to allow like any politician who they follow to tell them how they feel, and then from there they find their own justification on how to stay in that space or the atmosphere of feeling that way.
Yeah,
that's the issue for me. It's like you're not even thinking for yourself.
Politicians and news media outlets.
Yeah, that's
like we was talking like Jesse Waters the other day with his we can't be heroes anymore. Like, and that goes into that whole American hero where everybody want to be the protector, and we got to save everybody, or we always paint ourselves in a position where, like, if anybody tries something, we're gonna be ready for it.
And we
not. We not. And like the good guy with the gun theory, and then they put you in a situation where they test it, and the good guy with the gun be messing up all the time.
100% of the time. But a lot of times, I think the statistic is when you get robbed, I'm not sure. I don't want to put that out there. But I think the statistic is if you have a gun in your house, the probability of you getting shot go up. Whether it be from you shooting yourself or your spouse, or somebody coming in and trying to rob you and you getting shot.
It's like what Bill Burr said about having a swimming pool. He said when you have a swimming pool, your chances of drowning goes up 100%. Because now you got a swimming pool. You know what I'm saying? So now if you have a gun, of course your odds of getting shot is going to go up. Whether it be like the robber, now that he sees you as a credible threat, now I'm really pull it. Because I got to make it back out the house. You know what I'm saying? Or is it, you testing your gun or something?
Regardless, man. For me, it's just silly stuff that we have. But it's I ain't got too much more on it, man. Yeah. It's just us as Americans have got to the point where we have desensitized ourselves not only to the truth, but to life and our own humanity.
True.
Like morals don't even account in this equation no more, because we done lost all of that. We don't even know what we stand for no more.
I agree, because we just too busy. We're too busy fighting for each side and not questioning the sides that we fighting for.
Yeah,
with a lot of people.
Like, we just having these culture wars for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, stuff that we fight about, stuff that don't even apply to us. Like, why are we fighting for this? Like, I'm saying we got to get these books. Like, do you read? Do you and your kids read? Like, what do we
touch these books they talking about?
Disney got too woke. You stop going to Disney? Did Disney change some type of policy in there that makes you lose money or something, that will control your job or something? What are we doing? Like, I don't. This is some stuff that we fight for that are ridiculous. Like, that we choose to put our emotional
we waste
currency in.
Yeah, we waste a lot of time and effort in the things that ultimately don't matter.
Yeah,
or smoke screens.
And these are the things that matter. Like, is it okay for us to kill somebody just because we feel a threat? That's something I would put my emotional currency in, because I feel like that's something that we should be talking about.
And my overall point is, when these things happen, it's important not to try to paint these as like heroes versus villains, and us just us versus them, and just accept what happened. And we can say that we understand his intention, but also we think he made a bad decision, and let that be it. We don't need to GoFundMe for him. We don't need to raise $2 million for him. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to demonize the person that was the victim. You know what I'm saying? Like both of these are both humans. They should both be humanized, and we just like a mistake was made.
What happened?
Yeah.
And then from there, add that in there with these two people. The main thing, I think what you said was great. I think one of the main things that people forget is to put yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
Place yourself as Daniel. Place yourself as Jordan.
That's what you're saying though, because we see them as other. We don't put ourselves in those positions anymore. Like if I would have done that, but what people do is they identify one side now, and like if you for the hero, the only way I'm putting myself in that situation is I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
He did the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like we put ourselves in situations, but we often don't put ourselves in both situations. Yeah. We just put ourselves in, because you know a lot of people. It's easier for us to humanize Jordan Neely because we can put ourselves in that position and we understand the plight. People with trauma, homeless people. So a lot of people who sympathize with him will put themselves in that position. But people who are the heroes and they
the one that want to be gun ho.
Yeah, they put themselves in the point of Jordan Neely. But you gotta look at both individuals. Look at both individuals.
Both sides, bro. Think about yourself on the day that you're in traffic and you having a bad day and you arguing with a person and y'all get to argue and he choke your ass out for 15 minutes because y'all had an argument or disagreement.
And stuff like that has happened. Like road rage, when somebody be having a bad day, then they chase you down and like shots are fired. I've seen stories like that. But both of y'all here. You know what I'm saying? And then like stuff like that happens and you just mad because you got cut off, and then all of a sudden like your life is on the line.
You know how crazy we look at those stories? We'll look at that story and read it. That's the thing. It's also how like it's framed just in the media. We'll look at those stories like, man, that was traffic, man. You was going to work and you shot somebody going to work. That's ridiculous. But meanwhile, this person getting choked out, we like, man, he choked him out because he was yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a person in a car, a vehicle that you can kill somebody, you have more understanding on why somebody being shot in the car over road rage and being in traffic than somebody on the train yelling and screaming with a train full of people. Man don't have a gun, knife, nothing that we know of. And you saying that this was okay. So you understand this is not okay. You understand that this is stupid, but you don't understand that this may be a bad decision for somebody. It's like, how do we not understand those frames? Man.
Bad decisions get made because...
Just think about the time you had a bad day and then think to yourself, should I have been choked out 15 minutes for it? And then died. I feel like that's easy. Yeah. Because we all had a problem like, you know what, Ralph's having a bad day.
Yeah.
I should have ate a Snickers today. I was wilding out. So yeah, man. I ain't got no much to say.
Well, let us know what your thoughts are. Do you think do you understand what we're saying? Do you think we should humanize people in these situations? Do you agree more with Daniel Penny, like his position, or can you sympathize with Jordan Neely? Like, let us know.
Yeah. Man.
And any details we may have missed that let us know in the comments.
Add it in there, because it changes the conversation with more details, more information.
Yeah. So when the full story come out, I guess we'll have more to say.
Okay. I'm TK, aka Soccer T.
And I'm Darius, aka Daristotle. And this is Mind the Gap.